team is Martin Tyler and Alan Smith.
Hi there again, Martin Tyler here. Alan Smith's alongside me, and it's Barclays Premier League action for you.
I think all of us felt, Alan, I'm sure you did, that when Sir Alex Ferguson finally retired, it would be difficult for Manchester United to immediately slot into the same sort of levels, and of course that's how it panned out.
Well, it did, yes, and I would have liked to have seen David Moyes get a little bit more time, but that didn't happen, obviously, and now we move on to Louis van Gaal, and we'll see how he can do. It's one of the world's biggest clubs, and it should be at the forefront of our game, shouldn't it?
Here's the Southampton team for you. This is then the Manchester United lineup. David De Gea starts in goal. Ander Herrera plays with Michael Carrick in the middle. Wayne Rooney is the lone striker today.